Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is football time in Williamson County here at Independence High School, where the Centennial Cougars have come to town to Spring Hill and to face the Independence Eagles in a very crucial 11 AAA matchup. And Matt, we've seen both teams each this season on our WCTV Game of the Week. Who do you got?
Well, it's going to be a tight matchup. Independence lost to Blackman. Blackman, a very good team, and but at the same time, they have some good skill players. You got to look at Vic Wharton. You got Oscar Prado. You got a lot of guys out there that can move the ball. But Centennial has looked really good. When we saw them, they were against Franklin. Franklin, kind of in a rebuilding stage. At the same time, you don't want to read too much into Independence's loss. You don't want to read too much into Centennial's win. And Centennial, I think we were talking earlier. Centennial's never been 4-0, so this is a big hurdle for this team, and they're going to have to go through a good Independence Eagles team tonight to get there.
Well, Paul Brees and Matt Hill bringing you the broadcast tonight on a beautiful, still warm
yes.
high school here on week 4. And as you talked about, the 3-0 Centennial Cougars coming to town, hopefully clearing that hurdle you talked about, Matt, trying to get to 4-0 for the first time in school history. And the Independence Eagles, a much-needed win. Already 0-1 in the district with the loss to Brentwood.
It's going to be rough to climb out of that hole if they lose here.
And as both of these coaches know, it's Brentwood, Bruins 1, and everybody else 2 through 5, and they have got to keep up. And the Bruins have put a lock, but Coach Rector knows he needs this one to try to keep the pace.
Coach Rector really seems to have gotten this program turned around in a hurry.
Well, your Cougars here are going to kick off with Nick Madonia and back Vic Wharton, the athlete, plays every position.
All over the place.
And so if the Cougars can get it to the end zone, that would be, or kick it away, either one.
Let that go out of bounds, young man.
And it does. As Oscar Prado, a very wise decision, but
he's they've got a lot of guys on this team for Independence that play a lot of different ways, and Prado's another one of them. You'll see him line up defensive back, the backfield. You'll see him line up a wide receiver, and a headsy play by the young man. Start him off at the 35.
Well, so the Eagles are going to start on offense at the 35, and the starters are Swayze, the quarterback. Last time he was injured when we were here on a Game of the Week. Jalen Wade, the guy you need to keep an eye on, as well as Hoagland, Murray, Cole, Brandon Rutledge, Benucci, Satchel Brown, and Cody Swayze. But keep your eyes on number 3, Vic Wharton. He is going to be out there in every position you talked about, Matt.
All over the place.
And, in fact, he's going to be lined up at quarterback.
And I think he played that at least 50% of the time last time we were here.
Wade.
Wow. And that was the result a couple of times last time.
And Vic Wharton, he's got the capability to make something happen.
He can throw that.
And he makes something out of nothing. And there is a late hit, and Coach Dyson is down there pleading his case.
And they might tack some on there.
Well, the Centennial defense in a whole, as you had Vic Wharton.
And that was not a bad snap. I don't know if Wharton looked like he wasn't expecting it right then. And does a good job showing his speed and getting the outside and trying to pick up something. As soon as he got outside of that pocket, he could have thrown it. Try to get it. Well, chances are good there might have been a lineman downfield, but he could have made an opportunity at it.
Well, we'll take a look at the Centennial defense after this play, as it's 2nd and 22. And Wharton still under center and Wade in motion. And it's going to be a keeper, and Wharton has got
some room.
Yeah, got some green. And he is going to pick up a big gain to get some of that chunk back.
That's going to make that third down a lot nicer.
And the Centennial defense, Akbari, Walker, Sigler, Sanders, Johnson, Underwood, Spencer Ziering, the leader of this team on defense, averages almost 6 tackles a game. Rafiji, Fleming, Grimes, and Dusty Lee. A lot of athletes on the corners, and they're going to have to use them to maintain Vic Wharton.
Yeah. They're going to have to step up and try to keep him contained. As you saw right there, there was some open field. He took advantage of it, picked up a lot of yards.
Wade. And a great job, I believe that's number 9, Matt. Joseph Rafiji, the defensive end, really making cut back in.
Yeah, and that's something they're going to have to do here. You see already a lot of movement early on by this Eagles team trying to get this defense out of position. And Reggie stays home, does exactly what he's supposed to do, keeps contained, forces back inside, and makes the tackle.
Well, there's the snap and the left foot.
Oh, nice punt.
And a catch. I believe that is going to be number 6, Dusty Lee. Drug down at the 30.
Tyler Hoagland on the tackle.
And Drake Dorman with the kick for the Eagles, and he was probably the MVP last time we were here against Blackman.
He punted inside the 20. I don't even know how many times.
Yeah, so the Independence offense is about to take the field, and they have scored 31, 42, and 31. They're 3 games, and it's all based upon J.J. Tomlin, the quarterback.
Yeah, he's got an arm.
Yeah, Fleming, Lee, and Emmanuel Hall, the leading receiver. Wisnowski, Collier, Johnson, Harlan, Drury, Fuller, and Phillips.
And I really like Collier, too. You better watch him, the tight end. He's a big target out there, runs very well, can block. Collins is definitely looking for him.
Collier in motion. It's going to be the lead blocker. Picks up a nice block.
Wow.
And somebody's helmet comes flying off. I believe that was Collier. And first down, Scotty Fleming.
He is a hard-nosed runner. Does not look all that big, but he runs extremely hard. Now, I think Fleming has to come off the field.
Well,
he's talking trash the entire way, son. Get off the field. Let's go.
I believe he's a little disgusted. Somebody ripped his helmet off, man.
Yeah, I can agree with what he's saying right there. It looked more like, though, had a jersey. Yeah, you're right. You're right. He got it. He was not happy.
Well, that's still a first down carry by the Cougars, so a positive yardage. And here comes backside pressure.
Yep.
And a nice pitch and catch. And the tight end drag, I believe that's going to be either Wisnowski or Rafiji. I can't tell right now. But our defense, the Eagles starters, Murray, Williams, Corbett, Zach Steele, the guy in the middle, Jalen Wade playing a little both ways, Vanucci, Prado, Bunch, Stribling, Vic Wharton, of course, a defender. And that's going to wrap up the Eagles.
And that's actually Dusty Lee on that catch out there.
All right. I'll tell you what, white and light blue.
Hard to read. Hard to read. No doubt about it.
Tough up here.
And I'm glad Independence does not have their uniforms a couple of years ago because those are just as bad.
Tomlin very settled, and you cannot give him time. And there is number 7, Scotty Fleming, going to play pitch and catch with Tomlin.
Out of the backfield.
Matt,
he'll hit anybody.
And as Kevin Dyson said, he thinks J.J. Tomlin the best quarterback in the district. The numbers don't lie. 47 of 72 for 695 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions in 3 games played. And when you give him time, he's going to pick you apart.
And they've got a pretty good offensive line, as we saw the game against Franklin. There really was no pressure on him the entire game. Oh, there's a hole.
Wow, there was a hole, and it was nicely sealed up. Out of see the bottom of the pile is 41.
And there was Holding.
That's going to be Josh Murray. Yeah, Josh Murray. So we do have a flag on the play, Matt. It was 2nd and 3. Going to bring it. Face mask.
Face mask.
Well, on the Eagles.
There was a hold at the top of that play as well.
Well,
I'll give them this. They got that play set really quickly compared to last week. I'm enjoying
That's
that
exactly
so far.
right.
It's a good sign.
Yeah. The Page Fairview game that we were at last week, the referees had I don't know how you put it politely, a tough time.
Yes. That's a little too kind. Oh, they're playing off up top.
And Collier again, kind of an H-back. He's going to come in and kick out. And I believe that's going to be Fleming on a carry of about 3 or 4. Matt, Coach Rector, the second year at Centennial, and Coach Rector, he is really comfortable with the spread offense, but when he realized that he had a good fullback and a good tight end and Collier, he decided to do a little West Coast, and it's been successful for him so far.
And I think that's something that you got to – I'll wait till it plays over.
And that is going to be –
you really got to credit Coach Rector for that because, you see so many times that these guys have their offense, and this is my offense, and the team doesn't set that offense and they get themselves in bad positions and they're not able to be successful. And there we see Coach Rector on the sidelines getting ready for the big third down here as they're trying to go in and score. Big third down for both of these teams. Independence wants to keep them off the scoreboard early.
Dusty Lee didn't have anybody on him.
Nope,
playing
wide
way
open
off.
In the slot. They got him.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he
not able to find him.
That was the right man to go to.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Well, we're going to see if Coach Rector goes for the points. And it looks like the field goal unit is going to trot on.
I think that's a smart play. And regardless of what happens here, even if they make the field goal, I think that's a win for Coach Dyson's defense.
Well, Redonian, the sophomore kicker, the right footer. The snap, that is high, definitely long enough. We'll see if it goes between the uprights, and it does.
Nice kick.
And that Centennial Cougars is going to jump on the board. Matt, I don't think there's any lack of confidence offensively for Centennial. Again, 31-42-31 in the 3 games they played. It's the Independence defense that's really going to have to step up.
Yeah, and you know, going into the season, we all thought, including Coach Dyson and this team, that the strength of this Independence squad was going to be their defense. And they've not lived up to that billing. They've looked good at times, but at the same time, they've had some definite miscues and looks like there's been some holes out there. And as the season goes along, hopefully they're able to get those holes filled.
Well, normally you have a color for a blackout night or a whiteout night or something. The Independence student section says, well, multicolored tonight. Pick a color.
Rainbow out.
All right, so after the field goal by Madonia, he's going to have a chance to kick it off now. Matt, you take a look. Vic Wharton, Prado.
They've scooted up some.
Yeah, they've moved up to about the 15-yard line. I don't know if they're underestimating.
And they also spread out to that sideline to try to get a return here.
Let's see if he goes deep, and this time squibbing it. And right to him, and this time, instead of starting at the 35, the Eagles offense will start about at the 39.
And that's Riley Wilson. And you saw that. Probably doesn't get the ball too often in that situation, but he took advantage of it. He got it, and he took off. I like that a lot of times. You see those guys hesitate a little bit because they're a little scared, like, oh, what the heck do I do now? I'm supposed to be blocking. He caught that and just took right off.
Well, we'll get a chance now to see if Chase Swayze comes out, and he does, like quarterback, as Wharton is going to move to a different spot on offense. And a keeper. That is going to be a 4 gain, and maybe about 1. And, you know, Matt, Coach Rector says, I'm not going to give up the big play. I want to make your offense work. And knowing we've seen many times in many years under Coach Dyson's regime that the offense has really had a hard time putting a lot of points up. So I guess Coach Rector is going to roll the dice and take the gamble and say, I want you to try to score 60 yards instead of running a kickoff back.
Yeah, you know, it's not a bad decision. And you're right. Sometimes Eagles offense seems to just kind of struggle, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they shuffle so many people in and out.
And they use so many different formations.
Yeah, I think they got too much going on.
And there's Wharton. If he can get to the outside.
He's a good job playing contain.
Wow.
I believe that was number 9.
And
Joseph Refugee again. Good job by the defensive end, not letting him get him outside. I mean, he got outside, picked up a few yards, but nothing crazy. That's going to bring up 3rd and about, well, a little longer than I thought it was going to be. No, never mind. There it is.
Maybe about 5.
3rd and about 5.
Yeah. And that time Wharton came back in. So you talked about you can't get into kind of any rhythm with Swayze, and you have not put the ball in the air at all, but you're really spreading the defense out, and I think that's just a –
And I think you kind of hamstring yourself with one of the great things about Wharton is his athletic ability. And, you know, you can stretch the field with him, get him in open space, throwing the ball to him, you know, run the jet sweep with him, you know, motion him back. You put him in the backfield. You can do a lot more things. He can throw the ball all right, but that's not his strength. And if you can move him around the field instead of just putting him right back there at the quarterback position, you can have a lot more out of him. You get a lot more out of him, especially when you got a guy like Swayze who can throw the ball. and it's pretty mobile.
Well, last year, Matt, we saw these two teams meet at Centennial High School, and the end result was the Eagles winning 24-22 as the Cougars had a slow start to the year, and they were starting to gel a little bit at that time. Almost pulled off the big upset. As we all know, the end result last year, Independence was the district champions.
Yep.
And so this year, if you look across the field, the Centennial Cougars faithful has come out in full force. And there is not to be a seat
over on
the other side, yeah. And so it is going to bring up a important 3rd and 5. And the Centennial student body got together. They figured out the blackout. Well, there's a couple sprinkled in a little blue. So an important 3rd and 5. Wharton is going to try to carry it himself. He got to get outside. And the ball is loose.
Ball's out.
And it comes right into, well, I believe Vic Wharton picked it right back up. And that is going to bring a 4th down.
And I mean, there you got 3rd and 5, and I understand what you're trying to do with a little bit of misdirection there, rolling back on the option. I think sometimes if you're going to I like the option in that play, but run the speed option to the weak side or something like that. Try to make something happen quickly. This defense has got a lot of fast people on it, and when you set yourself up like that, especially in a 3rd down situation.
Dorman's going to kick, and it's going to be short, and it is going to take a Independence roll. And it looks like the Cougars offense is going to start at about the 14-yard line, so 86 yards to pay dirt. And the Cougars going to have to march again on their 2nd offensive series. It's 3-0 here at Independence High School. Paul Brees and Matt Hill bringing you the WCTV Game of the Week. Well, Matt, again, we have a lot of district games going on tonight. If you're talking about 11 AAA, as these two teams just down the road in Franklin, the Rebels are bringing back their old head coach and taking on the Hillsboro Burros. And a must-win situation for the Rebels.
Whoa.
Yeah. Nice.
I believe that's number 1, Oscar Prado.
Well, Matt, you know what the field position does? It puts Centennial in an uncomfortable situation. Yep. Where they had to go almost I-back, single back right there. They're trying to run between the tackles, and that's not their
forte.
Absolutely. Speaking of forte,
Oldham,
Matt Forte did not help me in fantasy football last night.
Well, I don't think that Chicago wants to help him too much, to be honest with you. They don't want to pay him that money. Bring in Michael Bush.
Yeah. Tomlin's 2nd and about 11, and he's going to throw it up.
Oh, he's got a man.
And he does have a man.
That was like Dusty Lee.
And a great catch, and 29 just a little late, and that is Katzman. I think Dusty Lee was the guy on the bottom coming across.
I love the rollout. I'm telling you right now, in high school, every time you see the quarterback roll out, something, I'll say this, nothing bad generally happens. The only time something bad happens is when the quarterback throws back across his body, but generally it's going to be an incomplete pass because he has the opportunity to throw it downfield and just get rid of it. I love it in high school football.
Well, Zach Steele had it bottled up and almost escaped, but give Zach Steele, number 2, credit for blowing that play up.
Yeah, Scotty Penny got away from him, but didn't do him much good. Good job by that Eagles defense to swarm and stay in their lanes and not let them get the outside.
Well, you talked about the Independence Eagles defense really showing some signs, and then on other plays, they just gave up that big 2nd and 14 conversion. Now they got 2nd and 15. They cannot give up another big play. And there's the rollout again.
He's got a little pressure.
And Collier with the catch. But this time, really only about a gain of about 5.
It looks like that'll put him back close to the original line of scrimmage. But there again, you see, there's pressure, but because the quarterback is rolling away from it, he has the opportunity to still throw that ball.
Going to bring up 3rd and just about 11 with 3:57 and counting.
And we've seen him pick up more than 11 yards multiple times here tonight. This offense has the ability to do it. Looks like Independence might be bringing a little pressure. And they are. Oh, I think we had a little miscommunication there. That's number 8. Bailey Wisnowski on the outside. And Tomlin looked like he was expecting him to come back. And that didn't happen. Lucky that wasn't picked off.
So 4th and 11. And the kicker, Madonia. Gonna punt it. Vic Wharton is deep.
And this time they're gonna kick right to him, looks like.
Oh, never gave him a chance
15.
to catch it. Yeah, and
that's definitely interference.
Absolutely.
No question about that. This week we don't have any homers up here telling us we're wrong.
So, as the referees confirm, the call is definitely going to be.
That's going to move it across the 50-yard line.
Definitely against Centennial. So, going to mark it.
Oh, maybe not. I thought that was up closer than that. Isn't it from where the play happens?
I don't know. They responded to where the ball ended up.
That doesn't make sense to me. I think it's from the spot of the foul.
Well, Coach Dyson.
Is that from the spot of the foul?
You would think so, Matt. We've learned a lot so far in 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
I've learned that I think a lot of things are wrong.
And now I think Centennial, the Independence Eagles, Jalen Wade.
Nice job running by Jalen Wade. Picked up some excellent blocks.
Well, we've had some questionable no calls on some late hits. This time, Wade gets a little bump near the sidelines, and this time they are going to call maybe a late hit on the Cougars.
That wasn't much. We've seen a whole lot worse going called here on WCTV so far this season, and that one was not that big of a deal, but they still were able to.
Well, and even the Centennial guy that came over there was trying to catch him.
Yeah.
And so
they're going to take it, I'm sure.
2 big penalties have shot the Cougars in the foot, and that is going to give the Independence Eagles great field position at the 31.
Eagles are going. They're ready to go right here.
And this is the formation, Matt, they can have the most success with Jalen Wade in the backfield. Really no cornerback over there.
Nope.
And there is nobody out there, but a great job by 33.
Wow. That was an awesome job.
It's got to be Spencer Zering, and we talked about him early on in the broadcast, the leader of this team. Matt, I didn't see
right there.
Yeah, I didn't see a cornerback lined up over there, and he came out of nowhere and shut that play down.
If they caught the edge, he was going to be gone.
Yeah.
At least for 15, 20 yards.
Well,
Zering, huge play.
Absolutely. Going to bring up second and about 12. Jalen Wade, Matt, 405 rushing yards this season with 5 touchdowns. So the workhorse when it comes to running the ball for the Eagles. And there is the true.
And there you see why right there.
And he is moving and motoring for a big first down.
You got to like the way he finished that run, too. Just hopped right over somebody for another 4 or 5 yards. Great job of blocking up front by those Hogs. Huge hole for those young men. And Matt, downhill running, too. I mean, he hit that hole running. He did not slow down. And then you got to like the finish up and over and pick up a few extra yards, and that's going to put him right outside the 15, what about the 16, 17-yard line?
So 1st and 10, and the Eagles are on the move again.
You can see they're back under center. This is something that I don't think we see we have not seen a whole lot from Coach Dyson. He likes to get in shotgun and move everybody around, and this is where you see him have some success.
Well, this time Swayze
does a pretty good job of picking something up.
Picking something up on Not sure what the play was, but I think Coach Dyson is not happy.
Yeah, I think it was busted, but Swayze does a good job of sticking his nose in there, bellying up next to those offensive linemen and following forward for a few yards. And that's when, when you set yourself up in the shotgun and you have a broken play, you're 7 yards away from the line of scrimmage, and you're lucky if you get back to the line of scrimmage. When you're underneath center and you look like you're about to run the option or something like that and then realize, oh, man, my man's not there, I can just duck up in there behind one of those offensive linemen and sneak in and pick up a few.
Well, Matt, and another thing that I like is I think Coach Dyson early on tries to outsmart with all the formations and stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of lining up and pounding the rock.
Then you can get funky when you get up.
So second and about 6 from the 13-yard line.
And when you got the guys, when you got the horses, let them run. Don't sit there and try to do all this fancy stuff. Line up. You got good running back. You got a good offensive line. You got a good tight end. Line up. Play some smash mouth ball. Then loosen up that defense, and then you can get in those type of situations where you bring in some guys and do some funky stuff and maybe get some big plays.
Well, if you think maybe there's a weakness in Centennial's defense, it may be that interior defensive line.
You can see they're lined up. They could bust one right here if they're not careful.
Oh, and there is a offensive movement on Centennial.
And see, this is where, you start getting yourself in a rhythm. You're figuring out, okay, I'm going to do this, It's second down in this, it's third down in this, and now you move back and second and long. That's when you kind of start second-guessing yourself. Oh, do I need to do this? Now I need to throw it because it's second and long. No, just line up, run your game.
Well, they are going to stick with the same formation. Zach Steele, number 2, he's got to be the lead blocker wherever it goes.
Now we got a little student body left.
Yep.
Nice big hole. Huge hole. Excellent running. I'm loving the way this young man is finishing.
Jalen Wade on a big pickup. And Matt, if you take a look at the defensive lineman, Joseph Rafiji, I think he may be the outside linebacker. He should have just kept his guy and string him out and make him cut back in.
And we've seen him do a good job, make a couple of nice plays by doing exactly what you're talking about. And right there, he gave it up.
He's got to trust that his safety or cornerback is going to be right there to help him. So third and about 4, they can't have a breakdown. They need a first down, and Wade is going to turn it.
And they ran to the weak side, and that wasn't off tackle. If you saw, they only had to the left side, they had a tight end and a guard that might have been a tackle there. But that's pretty impressive when you're running off that side when you got everybody on the left. I know you kind of set yourself formation-wise up for that to happen, but you're talking about they're running through a tight end and a guard, not a guard and a tackle. Excellent blocking at the point of attack. Good job by that fullback, and hard-nosed running.
Well, Zach Steele, 6'2", 230. He's almost like and he's going to score the touchdown off the counter. And the Eagles jump on and respond. After 2 big penalties against Centennial, they take advantage and then jump ahead 6-3.
And, it seems like every time we come here, Independence, we end up talking about, doing too much, trying to do this, and they, lining up, doing all these weird stuff right there, that whole drive. Under center. Pound it out, 7 points.
So very good offensive series for the Eagles, and it's going to be Dorman to add the extra point, which is going to be good. Well, late flag comes on, and that has been the Achilles heel for Centennial if it goes against the Cougars.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I would like to see, and that was a great drive, but I think you put Vic Wharton out there, wide out, just one guy out there, and start running some play action. Maybe put him in motion, put him in a slot, run a little jet sweep trap with him. They keep pounding like that, that play action is going to be there.
Well, what's going to happen is Centennial's D-line is going to get tighter and tighter. And you can get somebody like that with Wade or Wharton, and the edge will be there. So here comes the call after the extra point penalty. And it is going to be assessed on the kickoff. We're waiting for the call. Personal foul, against the Cougars, and that is going to make it even harder.
This is when you might want an onside
kick. Exactly.
we saw Centennial do it against Franklin.
Absolutely.
In the same type of situation, and they were able to pick it up.
You see Zach Steele off the backside
right.
counter.
He's a big young man. You look at him right there. A lot of size, like another running back back there.
I believe they're going to get to start kick it from the 50, Matt.
Oh, yeah, this is onside all the way. It's got to be.
I'll check that. It's going to be from the 45.
I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen here? Your ball's going to go out of the 35-yard line?
So the front line for the Cougars needs to be alert as Dorman, the left footer, and he's going to wind it up.
Oh, wow.
And they just,
I guess, hit the crossbar. I think we're up 7-0. Make them go 80. 7-3, excuse me.
So 22 seconds here in the first quarter of our WCTV game of the week as the Independence Eagles have jumped ahead 7-3 off the two big penalties of the Cougars, the personal foul and the interference on the the punt return. And a great crowd here down at Independence tonight. So we'll see now, Matt, how can the Cougars offense respond after the last stop?
They are a seasoned group here. I don't think they're going to go up into their shell.
Oh, wow.
That would have been something else. That was number 41, Josh Murray, defensive end, tight end, senior, 6'1", 210, makes an excellent play going high up in the air, getting a finger on that ball. And that's what this group's got to do. This offensive line is very good, and if they're not going to bring a lot of extra guys, they've got to get up in there in those passing lanes. They've got to, bump those guys when they're going down the field, throw off their timing. And that was an excellent job by Murray. He's lined up in the defensive end spot right there. Does a good job of realizing he's not going to get there, hopping up.
Well, Steele and Wade look like they're coming. And
they are.
And you think, Matt, you see that? Maybe Tomlin could check out of it. I don't know if he has the green light from Coach Rector to do that, but
you got a guy like him, Tomlin. I think you can do that. I'd imagine, especially with Coach Rector's offense, that he's got the opportunity to check out, but he did not do it here. And a lot of guys going right in those A gaps. Excellent job of getting back there and not letting an arm tackle happen, bringing them down. Huge third down.
Zach Steele ends this first quarter with a stop on our WCTV game of the week. The Independence Eagles 7 and the Centennial Cougars 3. So, Matt, going back to some of the district games, we talked about Hillsboro at Franklin, and just down the road from that will be the Battle of the Woods. The Brentwood Bruins head over to Ravenwood and the annual battle. Brentwood's had the best of the Battle of the Woods the last 5 years. So I think it's been 2007 since Ravenwood has picked up a win in that showdown. And then Summit High School is playing Page tonight, and Page coming off the big win last week over a very impressive Fairview team, but Page looked the part.
You can check out our play of the week, and you see that Brian Robinson making some huge plays.
Well, Joe Robertson,
excuse me. He had one heck of a game on defense.
He absolutely kept them in it, and
Fairview got a lot of injuries, but don't take anything away from that Page team. They came to play last week.
Absolutely, and now they get Summit High School, and now start of the second quarter, a big third down and 12 for the Cougars. Wow. And a wide open Collier, and Tomlin just didn't seem like he wanted to follow through.
He saw that he had a little pressure coming around that edge. Didn't quite bring it back all the way. You don't know if he was scared of getting that ball swatted, and didn't put it all the way out for his big tight end.
Well, now Coach Rector is in a bad predicament, Matt. A 4th and 12. You got your punter standing at the 5, and you got Vic Wharton back there
Yeah.
about to field it.
You know,
And here comes a late flag from the back judge. And he's counting, I think, Independence Eagles, and they
got 12. I'm counting right now.
You are counting. Well, that's why you're a math teacher.
I had to take off my shoe to do it, but we got there.
Well, they got to call somebody off. Number 25 trots off the field. That's Jacob Petty.
That's not a fun trot, I can tell you that
No,
right now.
I know. Everybody sees that one guy. So the 5-yard penalty, 4th and 7. Going to give him a little more room. And not a bad kick. And Wharton's going to catch it cleanly, though. And let's see if he reverses his field. Nope, but he is drugged down.
Wharton, you know, sometimes when you got that athleticism and that speed, it can be your worst enemy, right, like it was right there. You know, he's not a guy that likes to get hit, and he kind of danced around instead of just grabbing that ball and sticking it right in the pocket and picking up a couple of yards.
Well, Vic Wharton,
Independence nonetheless has a good field position there.
Highly recruited college prospect, and we've seen some glimpses of why that is the case with the speed, the athleticism. But I tell you what, Matt, Swayze's going back under center, I would hope.
No doubt about it. And I do like the fact they've got somebody split out wide now.
Spread the field just a little bit.
I wouldn't be surprised, maybe not this play, but at some point see a little play action.
Quick hitter with the fullback.
Love the fullback play.
I think
that's
it's
number 4, Hoagland.
And tackle on the play was Johnson by the Cougars. And, you know, if he doesn't wrap him up, Matt.
Yeah, he's going to be off to the races. And that's one thing you got to love about the fullback play. It's almost guaranteed 3. You know, almost guaranteed 3. But the other thing, if he's got a little bit of speed, you can pop that sucker because they're not expecting it. You know, if you start handing it to him 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, not quite as effective.
So 2nd and about 6. And Wade off the carry.
About 2.
Yep. He will pick up to about 2. Now that's going to bring up 3rd and about 5. Matt, if there's one thing you got to do, you got to convert this first down to keep that momentum going.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I mean, you know, you're set up almost at midfield, able to move the ball successfully. Don't get cute. Here comes Wharton, though.
So Wharton, and he will not take it under center. I can guarantee you that.
No.
And he's got Wade in the backfield.
Which is, we're looking at, he's 7 yards behind the ball. So if they run it with him, he's got to go. They don't.
Wharton, and you got to contain him on the outside.
He's got some edge.
And he is drug out of bounds for the first down.
And that's, I mean, you know, I still don't like the play call, but that's why you do it. Everything broke down, and he's got the wheels and the heads, the ability to tuck that ball and run and pick up a first down.
Well, you know, you take a guy like Wharton, and Coach Dyson's got to tell him, look, you throw it to this guy. If he's not open, then you can take off. And he looks not there.
Happening, and yeah, that's
later.
Exactly what happens. He kind of hesitated a little bit there, but that might be also to just kind of throw the defense off a little bit. Does a good job of breaking people's ankles and gets outside.
And now back to the I formation for the Eagles offensively. And Swayze's going to keep it.
Well, I think he should have pitched that.
And there is a late flag now.
And
that's in the vicinity of holding, yes.
And that's one thing that can definitely kill those types of drives whenever you're just ground and pound.
So that is going to really put a break on that momentum that Independence had offensively. And now you got Coach Dyson, you make the decision, you keep going with what you had.
I mean, you still got 3 downs to get it, and they're capable of picking up, you know, 7 yards a pop here. I think run it, see what happens on first down. Or maybe throw it, see what happens on first down, and that dictates what happens after that. But if you can pick up about 10 yards here, you're back right into your game plan.
Well, this is the formation that got him a lot of that yardage, and I like the student body call.
They are blocking it very well. Oh, that was so close to being able to go right up to that next level.
Well, Zach Steele, I don't know if you can catch this, number 2, took the cornerback out. Number 7, Scotty Fleming.
Keep your eye on Steele.
Number 2.
On the ground. And he gives a little push for good measure.
Yeah. So second and about 13-14 here. Swayze the key.
Oh, he rolled right into.
Oh, they had the play set up to Hoagland.
Swayze.
Yeah. Hoagland was the intended receiver.
Yeah, 45, Sam Underwood, the senior linebacker, does a good job and just kind of being in the right place at the right time.
I think it was a nice play call by Coach Dyson.
I agree with you 100%. But Underwood not fooled. It doesn't, because one thing what happens when you go for that pitch, you're trying to get that defensive end to kind of cut underneath, and then you roll outside of him. And he did not roll, he did not cut underneath, and so weren't able to get there. But you're right. If he's able to set his feet and throw that ball, there's a lot of room to that left side of that field.
Now Swayze has 5 receivers. Empty set.
A lot of pressure.
And Ziering, make sure that Prado remembers him.
Oh, yeah. Drives him right into the ground. I think it's just as well he didn't catch that ball.
Well, the drive stalls out by the holding penalty, and now the Eagles are going to have to kick it. And we've talked about Vic Wharton on the returns. Scotty Fleming, or is this Dusty Lee? I'm not sure, but either one is good. And the old coffin corner.
Nobody's getting an opportunity here. I don't think he kind of went as far as they would have liked.
And that is headed for Todd Campbell, the principal at Centennial, or at Independence High School, excuse me, and he
fair catch.
Yeah, I think he had a hand up. So
I should have had a fair catch earlier today. Saved me a headache.
Well, we're on TV. We'd love to get a shot of your gash to your eye, Matt. That
Corey Mueller, you're going down Monday. You and me, parking lot 3:30. It's on.
Maybe when we catch a timeout, we'll replay that infamous non-catch to your face. Well, there's Tomlin under center, and he's going to drop back. He's got some time. A comebacker to.
Oh, wow. Just a little high.
Wisanowski.
Tomlin has not looked comfortable the last 2 drives in the pocket. You know, a little bit of pressure, and it wasn't anything crazy, but just, you know, they're pushing the offensive line back in his face. He can't get set. A little bit of an errant throw.
Well, the one thing that Centennial has not probably faced this year is the speed of somebody like the safety of Vic Wharton. Yeah. You know, if they're not going to hit the home run, because Vic Wharton is probably going to track you down.
Yeah, and you know, you got Prado out there. You got a lot of guys that can move. Actually, I don't see Prado right now, but okay, there he is.
And that's what I was thinking, was maybe get Dusty Lee out there,
Prado
but a great tackle.
Play.
Yeah, Prado does.
He was lined up on the slot receiver, and you know. And not only does he make the play, he makes the tackle for a loss. Prado just excellent job out there, headsy guy. I believe he's a senior.
Yep. 5'10", 185. That's kind of the pass I was thinking that Collier needed to get.
Just to get him back on track.
Not a lot of blocking out there. So a big 3rd and 12. And here comes the blitz. And here comes the screen.
Oh, he's got him open.
And we got an opportunity and a great play.
Yeah, 84 for Centennial. Emmanuel Hall did not get the block on the edge. And if he picks up that block, might still be running down the sidelines.
Well, Matthew Bunch, the cornerback, did a great job. There's a flag on the line of scrimmage, Matt. I don't know if they had too many guys in the backfield or they had an ineligible receiver. Yeah. I don't know who that was, but a nice wrap-up by the Eagles. So now they need to make a decision. Is it going to bring up 3rd and 17, or are they going to decline the penalty and make it 4th down and about 4?
And see, this is where
they're going to wave it off. Well, I don't know why they're. They completed the pass. Why are they spotting the ball at the spot of the play? Yeah, there we go.
There we go. All right.
There we go.
And they're getting it figured out quickly. I'm not going to knock these guys yet.
Well, you got to give the sideline ref credit for not leaving the spot.
Yeah, very true.
Don't move. Fourth and one, and we have seen many times Coach Rector rolling the dice. We go with the hard count and a timeout, I think, Matt.
Hold your water. Well, we might be running it here. Oh. I think you're right.
Oh, yep. And there is the timeout. So the hard count does not pay off.
I like the addition of the motion.
Yeah,
that
twice.
Was nice. Kind of threw me off a little bit.
They're
going for it.
They had the coaching staff over here for Independence a little worked up as well. And 4th and 1. You got to either think. You got to think punt. You're down 7-3. You don't want to give Independence.
Yeah, there's a lot of time left. You know, it's not like we're not looking at under 2 minutes.
So 7:43 in the second quarter. A lot of time. You talked about the play, but you don't want to give up an easy opportunity.
Yeah. As you go for it here, don't pick it up. You're on the 35-yard line.
Yeah.
Independence going in to score. And really, other than the holding penalty, they have looked good the last couple of drives. Strange punting formation here.
Little swinging gate.
I don't even know what that is, dude.
Well, Coach Dyson, he's not going to come up there where the punt's taking place. He's back there talking to Vic Wharton, and he's telling him, come on, catch it. Stop dancing around back there. But so a penalty is going to back it up even further. So 4th and 6. And
you got to lay out 3-1.
And a end-over-end punt that is going to drop down at about the Independence 42-yard line, Matt.
Good field position. These teams tonight, other than a couple of times, have had really nice field position. Defenses have kind of risen to the occasion. A couple times some penalties have stalled some drives, but defense have not been put in the best position sometimes, but they have done a good job of keeping
the best
out of the end zone. Oh, huge.
Jalen Wade. And he has the speed.
I love that he didn't run out of bounds. That's awesome. Jalen Wade, a big running back, not going to shy away from contact, and that was a huge hole.
Well,
I was looking for a stiff arm. And there you go off, and they're running again off the weak side. That tight end guard combination, huge hole. Wade does an excellent job of finishing. We've seen him finish excellent a couple of times tonight with the hurdle. There, right there, is an opportunity to kind of run out of bounds, but doesn't do it. Takes it right down the field. Big play. Another huge hole. Oh, and I love lower the shoulder. Bang, bang.
Jalen Wade.
And they found some success off that right side.
Yep, 6'1", 210.
Big man.
And that's even bigger. We have Zach Steele leading the way. If Zach Stacy's here playing, we're I got my money.
What's happened?
Yeah.
2nd and 5. And Independence is rolling. There's some big holes in there right now.
And there's the toss to the right again. They
cut back. Oh, there's a huge cutback lane. Easy to see from up here, though. Not quite the same when you're running an outside. And they've had a lot of success going outside like that. But there's a huge hole. Cut back lane if he had just cut back to the left. But nonetheless, it's a first down, and that's what's the most important thing right now.
Well, halfway in this second quarter, as the Independence Eagles lead 7-3.
Looks like Independence can still pick up a first down here, barely.
There's the sweep to Wharton. If he gets outside.
He is.
And there is a flag, Matt, holding, and it's got to be on 75.
Wow.
75 had his guy slung to the ground.
That's a drive killer.
Let's see. And that is going to be
first and 20 now.
Steven Satchel, the junior.
Nice running by Wharton.
Well, that's what you want. If you change it up with Wade, the power guy, then you sweep it to the other side with the speed guy.
And that's what we talked about. Get Wharton involved in this game, other than get it out of his hands at quarterback.
So
I guess we're looking at 1st and 19 because it's from the spot of the ball.
So the penalty is going to give Wharton. He is going to be drugged down by Rafiji. And that's the thing with Wharton. If the guy can get his hands around him, he's going to bring it down just because he's not that big. I mean, he's
Wade might have ran through that, but still, it was well played by that Centennial offense. He wasn't. If it had been Wade, he wasn't going to pick up a whole lot more than that. A lot of guys over there. Well, that kind of changes the complexion of what you're doing.
It's funny that they went Wharton left and they've gone Jalen Wade to the right.
Just like pounded it on the right. Huge gaping holes on the right. Although the previous play, even though there's holding penalty, there was a big hole on the left.
So now Wade, the deep back, here in 2nd and 17. And the quick hit to the fullback.
Not going to
Hoagland.
You got to wonder here if Coach Dyson's thinking, let's see if we can pop one. If we don't, we'll take the 3, go up by a touchdown.
Well, the thing about it is, Matt, if he is setting it up for the field goal, Dorman is left-footed, so he's on the correct side of the hash mark.
And that might be one reason why we've seen him go left.
Right.
No left. That wasn't that funny.
Yeah, if they don't pick it up here and they come to the right hash, it would be a tough kick for a left footer.
We talked about the success they had on run to the left on that touchdown drive. We had a couple of really big runs on the left side, so both sides of that line have been doing an excellent job.
Well, now Swayze going to throw it.
Wide open.
And just off the outstretched arms of number 9.
Joseph, no, excuse me.
That's Cody Swayze, brother. I believe it's his brother.
Yeah, good blocking up front. Swayze wide open across the middle of the field. I don't know if he would have got in the end zone, but not able to bring it in. But nonetheless, we have 4th down, and we have a kick on the way. 4:27 remaining in the first quarter. This will be huge to go up by a score. Reading the paper and listening to the guys on the radio.
And Dorman.
Not many people that I heard of and saw gave Independence much of a chance here, and right now they are up by a touchdown.
Well, so Dorman, the left footer, they've set him up. And the 10-3 lead by the Eagles with 4:27 left. Here on our WCTV Game of the Week, Matt Hill and Paul Brees and the whole WCTV crew staying dry, still in short sleeves. And it is a tremendous night still. I brought a jacket just in case, Matt.
Good call.
And you did not.
I did not. I actually brought one. I left it in the car. I'm wondering why we don't have the tent up here.
Well, is it going to rain?
No,
are we feeling rain?
So what are you worried about the jacket for? You cold?
Well, maybe got in a chilly. I don't know. Jacob up here, he had a long sleeve shirt on. He went down to.
Ben's not worried about the.
No, absolutely.
He's
Ben,
going sleeveless, got the gun show going down on the sidelines.
Our sideline cameraman, Ben, he has come prepared.
Gun show.
For the show and maybe some rays. I don't know.
So give me 2
there
tickets,
he is.
Ben.
Dorman, the left footer. That is going to be short and fielded. And a great job of the special teams play of the Eagles.
Those up backs doing a good job of fielding the balls tonight.
We have a lot of guys in the county, Matt, that can take it the distance. We saw DeAndre Moore.
We've seen a whole lot of that this year of
Vic Wharton, Dusty Lee, Scotty Fleming.
We've seen a lot of guys poaching that kickoff to kind of counter that ability.
So 1st and 10.
Got an edge.
And there's Fleming.
Oh, good
finally
tackle.
Getting some positive yardage off the tackle.
That was a good job by Zach Steele to make that tackle. Scotty Fleming might have been gone. Both these teams finding some ability to run the ball. Good blocking by that offensive line. Steele does an excellent job of coming up with the shoestring tackle there, wrapping him up by the ankles.
Oh, and a great read, Matt.
I believe that's
80, 88, 89.
89. Jeremiah Corbett, senior, 6'4", 195. Brings up a big 3rd down. You know, Centennial really, you know, they need to put some type of drive together, get a 1st down here, try to run some more time off that clock. If nothing else, even if they don't come with a score, they don't want to give them the ball back right away. Oh,
Tomlin is going to get hit.
You know, early in this game, we saw no pressure. We saw 0 pressure when Franklin played him. And here the last couple of series, they've done an excellent job of getting pressure in his face. That looks like our man number 27.
Jalen Wade really going both ways tonight.
Yeah, laying it all on the line here. They know they cannot go 0-2 in the district right now.
So 3:09 left in the 2nd quarter, just before halftime. And the Eagles are going to get a chance to add some more points here.
They got 2 timeouts as well. A lot of time and not a great punt. Looks to go out about the, well, they're saying the 40. That looks like it's about the 43. But whatever.
So about the same spot they started the last drive, only got 3 out of it.
Again, and able to move the ball, holding. Last 2 drives, holding penalties killed them. Kind of take them right out of their rhythm on what they're trying to do and what they've been doing successfully.
Well, just got a report from our Franklin High School reporter, fellow teacher Dana Nelson. 7-0 Franklin over Hillsborough.
You know, that's a leaf for the
in the second quarter.
Rebel faithful over there.
And here comes the blitz, and he is taken down, Swayze, and a big blitz.
4-5.
Right.
Sam Underwood, the senior. And there were a couple other guys there with him. And I think that's a good call. You got to think that Independence has done a good job running the ball, looking for possibly to throw it here on 1st down.
Maybe a delayed blitz right here, Matt.
Well, they had a guy come off the edge, and then, yes, you're right. Underwood came off the delayed blitz, and you definitely like that when they come off the edge, that likes whoever, either the tackle set deep or either the running back kick out wide, and it kind of leaves an open gap for that delayed linebacker blitz to come through. Big hole, big hit.
And another flag. And, you know, when before the play, it's always on the offense. And so now, after the procedure call,
drive them back even further. Now you got to think Centennial's thinking about, hey, we got 2 timeouts.
Yes.
Let's try to get this ball back.
Well, with the passing game of Centennial and Tomlin, you really don't need a lot of time, but the clock's going to continue to run. Centennial 2 timeouts, Independence 2 timeouts, and the counter by Steele, and this time it is bottled up, Matt.
You got to think we're going to see one of those timeouts called right here.
Yeah, and I think Coach Rector, he's over there across from us, and he's looking and making a decision.
Oh, he's taking it right now. He's taking it right now. I think that's a good decision here. You know, you talked about it. Got a lot of weapons on that offense for Centennial, and it all starts with Tomlin. They're going to have to, right now, you know, they're trying to get that offensive line straightened out, and possibly they're going to have to keep somebody in to block. But they've got the ability to score quick and score fast. About the 26-yard line here. So, you know, let's say they, I'd imagine they're going to run the ball, make them use their last time out. You're looking at, when they get the ball, you're looking at about like 135, 130, depending on what happens. A lot of time, no timeouts though. I imagine they'll be looking at what, around the 40, 35, you thinking? About 60, 65 yards to go for touchdown. Looking at about 30, 35 for a field goal attempt. What do we got going on over there?
I don't know, a little balloon. Is that a Stewie from Family Guy?
looking like it.
So a big 3rd and 23. Got to keep it on the ground. Wade trying for the home run.
He's got some, looked like he had some room.
Bottled up.
Not going to happen.
So 4th down is Coach Rector
nickel.
is going to use his timeout maybe, or he's going to keep it in his pocket as the ball has been spotted, and he's going to let it roll.
I think he used it there. You can always spike the ball, get a 1st down, stop the clock.
Well, back deep for the Cougars.
A lot of time running off that clock.
Well, you talked about it. They could have had the ball back with about 1:35. Now it looks like it's going to be about a minute. And they're looking at the back judge for the count.
It's going to be under.
And he just gets it away. Dorman, the line drive, fielded.
Good punt. Oh.
Oh, and that is the worst possible. Well,
he makes up.
Hello. And he's drugged down number.
Look how much time they've got after that play. 46 seconds. You're thinking about getting that ball back with 1:30. Yeah, you don't have the timeout. But you can spike the ball. You can get out of bounds, pick up a 1st down, hurry up your offense.
Well, Kevon Prince, Matt, the sophomore back there returning, Dusty Lee or Scotty Fleming not back there. Don't know if.
Lucky he got, sure his coaching staff was thinking, just fall on it, kid. But does a good job picking up, make something happen.
So 46 seconds here until halftime. Centennial going to try to make something happen, get some points possibly before halftime.
Oh, pump and go.
And Manuel Hall.
He
had to play the defender. And Tomlin really hung it up there, and Branch.
Looked like he hung it up just too far. Kind of floated out of bounds.
Or check that, Matthew Bunch, the defender turned offender.
Offender. And there you're going to see the pump and go, the pump fake, and throw it up top, but just put too much on it.
And it's very hard to do a pump and go, Matt, when you know you only have 37 seconds left.
Because you're not going to buy that pump fake. It's like, okay, please throw the pump fake.
Yeah.
Please throw it right there.
I'm sitting way back here. I'm 10 yards off the receiver to start with. And the pressure steal.
Wow.
Almost one-hands it for the big-time interception.
Steele, 6'1". A lot of height, goes up and does a great job of tipping that ball, but he wants that back.
Again,
if you look at it, he's got some room to run, and he's an athletic guy.
Rolling away from the throwing hand of Tomlin. Never really set his feet. So 32 seconds until halftime, and the Centennial just, Independence has a timeout left. Oh, and just tripped up is going to be Scotty Fleming. And this time, I believe Coach Dyson is going to use his last and final timeout.
I don't blame him. Make him punt it.
And punt it to
get a
Vic
big
Wharton.
play happen with Wharton.
Yeah. Now Coach Rector's got to decide where do I kick it? In the 3rd row on Centennial side or the 3rd row of the Independent side? You don't want to kick it to number 3.
Don't give him the opportunity.
Well, it is been an active first half on our WCTV Game of the Week. 25 seconds remaining until halftime. And so the punt is clear, end over end, right to him. And he's already running before he catches it.
You see why he didn't want to do that. Nice run back by Wharton.
Yeah. And you know, an offensive-minded guy like Coach Dyson has got some kind of trick play maybe up his sleeve here.
I'm thinking throw that deep down the middle. You got a timeout. See if you can get yourself in field goal range. Call that timeout and try to kick a long field goal.
He quickly calls Vic Wharton back. And keep your eye on number 3.
See,
As he's he grabs him
running down the field. Yep, there he is.
He grabs him and says, "Okay, here's what you need to do, buddy."
We'll see what Centennial decides to do here defensively.
Well, they only got 3 deep, Matt.
Yep.
And it
looks like they're well. Nope, they're only bringing 3. That ball hit the ground first, and that's an incomplete pass.
Well, still gives them a chance. 11 seconds left.
Ball hits the grass. It's second down.
Not a lot of scoring, but a lot of action. It's been a fast-paced first half.
A couple of bad penalties have shot both teams in the foot.
But they've been good calls, in my opinion. Give the refs some due. We're a little hard on them last week.
Well, Coach Dyson decides to just kneel it. Swayze with the kneel. And the time is going to expire. Here on our WCTV Game of the Week, the first half is ended. And your score, the Independence Eagles 10 and the Centennial Cougars 3. And we will be right back after Pets of the Week.
Check out the concession stand. There's some good food over there. They got burgers.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our WCTV Game of the Week. It's halftime. Independence 10, Centennial Cougars 3. Paul Reese and Matt Hill bringing you the action down here at Independence High School, Matt. Pretty even game on paper.
It has been, and really the main thing that we've seen, defensively, Independence has risen up, brought some pressure and thrown off this timing game. But the other thing is Coach Dyson has decided, I'm going to line up and we're going to play smash mouth football. And Centennial's very lucky that they had those 2 holding penalties, or this score could be a lot different than it is right now.
Well, the Cougars are going to be the beneficiary of winning the toss at the beginning of the game. Deferring, taking the kickoff here in the second half. And it is a short pooch and a nice fair catch by number 4. For Brandon Griffin. So, Matt, on offense for Centennial, we've seen a little bit of everything. We saw Tomlin on fire early, rolled him out a little bit. Then we saw some mistimed throws, and then we saw some running that was not very successful.
No, definitely not.
And that passing game, Matt, you got to have the running game to go to.
And I think a lot of it goes back to the fact that you look at this Independence defense, and they're one of the first teams so far this season, even though it's early, that has gotten in Tomlin's face. Even if they haven't hit him, they've been pushing that interior line right back at him. That ball kind of looked like it was haphazardly held. Lucky to hangs on to it.
Well, Fleming's going to pick up a nice gain inside the tackles of about 5.
Yeah. We talk about this team being able to throw the ball, Tomlin being an excellent quarterback. A lot of it has to do with timing. And their timing has just been thrown completely off by this Independence defense, which we talked about early on, is the fact that we thought this coming into the season was going to be a strength for this defense, and it hadn't been that way, or this team, it hadn't been that way. Tonight they have risen to the occasion and shown some of their true colors.
Well, I think Coach Rector heard us down here, Matt. He knew he had to start the running game going. He's got it going. 2 runs and a first down for Centennial.
All right, that's going to open up this passing game. They're able to keep pounding it inside, kind of spread some of these guys up, giving some lanes, get some of these guys stepping in the box. And kind of also slow down that pass rush. You start pounding it inside, those ends can't come upfield like they are. You can't bring guys off the edge like you are. You're going to give up some big plays up the middle.
There goes another run and a
nice patience.
Fleming is going to get the first down. And that is a tackle by Wharton.
That was great patience. good hole off the right side. Didn't quite develop right away. Excellent job of just kind of waiting for that to open up, and as soon as it did, he took off, makes a great run. Big first down.
This time Fleming gonna try to outrun the corner, and a great block against the edge, but he's nicely drugged down there.
I didn't think that, when he first gave that little stutter step and kind of stopped, I thought he was gonna be bottled up for a loss, but shows his speed, shows his ability, able to pick up about 3-4 yards out to the left side of the field.
Coach Rector looks like he's challenged his offensive line.
Yeah.
Step up a little bit.
And when you got to go against a defense like Independence, who's really in the second quarter decided, I'm going to bring some people. You can start gashing people when they do that. And you can see right now they've already sitting back a little bit.
This time Tomlin on the keeper.
And we saw some nice runs against Franklin with Tomlin.
And he's going to lean for the first down.
Number 18, J.J. Tomlin on the quarterback keeper.
So one thing we saw from them a couple of times was that quarterback delay off the handoff, which was really nice against Franklin. They hit it a couple times for over 20 yards.
Ball at the 31-yard line.
And they're rolling.
Well, the student body over here wants the defense to rise up. Here comes the pressure.
They're going to get
Tomlin is going to eat it for about 7 yards, Matt.
And that's what we talked about. You start bringing pressure like that. As soon as they all get upfield, this defensive end gets upfield, you let that first wave of linebackers get by you. There's nobody there. Picks up a quick 7. And 2nd and 3 is a offensive coordinator's dream.
Yeah, absolutely. So Tomlin under center.
Oh,
wow. And that can really change this offensive series quick.
Yeah, just like we saw from the Eagles a couple of times. They're hammering it away, and then holding, bring it back, slows everything down. You fumble that ball. Now you're looking at 3rd and 5.
Oh, you jinxed him with the offensive dream.
I know.
Coach's dream with the 2nd and 3. 3rd and 6, Matt. What do? You've had success running the ball.
I mean, they've been picking up this at a time, and you're thinking, am I going to go for 2 here? That's the other thing. If you're thinking go for 2, I might go ahead and pop another one off. Oh, but they throw it and intercepted.
And that's 41, Matt.
Josh Murray. Great play by Murray. We've seen him make a couple of big plays tonight. None bigger than that. Centennial looking like we're rolling. Gets a little pressure in his face. First time they dropped back to pass here in the second half. They did not fall off the blitz. Murphy's able to get in that passing lane, come up with a great pick. Nice run back. Independence ball. 44-yard line. This is a game changer right here. Centennial trying to claw back into it, tie it up. Murray with a huge play on the defensively. And, we talked about it. This defense for the Eagles has really stepped up. That is a play right there that could definitely turn the tide.
Wow, and there's Steele.
Oh, nice play by
Steele. Take it to the house. And here he goes. Touchdown.
What a run by Steele. What I'm really loving is the way these running backs for Independence are finishing. Steele did not hesitate. As soon as he got through that hole, he took off. And that big man was rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling, and he took off and was not going to be slowed down. Open field, you think a big guy like Steele doesn't quite have the movement to juke somebody out of their shoes, and he just, little stutter step right by the guy. I thought he was going to try to run him over and maybe give him the the stiff arm. Great job of running there by Steele.
Well, the point after by Dorman. And the hold and the kick is going to be good. The 44-yard touchdown run by Steele.
And there you see off tackle. That is 6'2", 230 moving down the field. Nice little juke. Drops the man right to the ground, right up the field. Excellent job of running. And, a lot of times you think after a big turnover like that, guys go down the field, play action pass. And if you saw, everybody was loaded up in that box for Centennial. And as soon as they hit from the right and got past that second level, it was gone. Still had one man to beat. All he had to do was juke him. He did it. Score.
So 17-3 is your score here on our WCTV Game of the Week. And you got to give credit. Jalen Wade, usually the beneficiary of the carry. He was out there leading the blocks. He actually picked up 2 nice blocks, kept his feet, went to the next level.
We talk about Wade being a big back. They got a big 1-2 combination right there, and both of them, she got a little speed. You think of the speed of Wharton, they got some players here at Independence.
So Gorman going to pooch it again. This time, not going to be the fair catch.
Not going to go down.
And the Centennial offensive series, number 2 on our second half, is going to start from their own 31.
Now, here you go. Centennial running the ball, had a lot of success. Sometimes, though, coaches go away from what's helping them when you get down by a couple of scores, and they're down by 14 now. Still a whole lot of time. You think they're going to come back out and try to pound it in there. They're in the shotgun.
Well, kind of desperate thinking maybe for the Cougars, but Fleming is going to be bottled up.
Going nowhere.
And Josh Murray, the gentleman that just had the big interception on the tackle.
And Jeremiah Corbett also, the defensive, did a good job. He didn't make the play, but what he did was he really disrupted what was trying to happen. And, you had that zone read play. Corbett was sitting 4 yards in the backfield and really kind of took away both decisions there, and Murray able to clean it up and come away with the tackle.
Well, Fleming has got a cramp, and he tried to get off the field, Matt, and he just needs to go down so the trainers can come out.
Yeah. Don't make a bad situation worse.
No, absolutely not.
Injury come out on the field.
Well, we got a minute here, Matt. We got some score. Brentwood 21, Ravenwood 0, halftime.
Brentwood is just a machine. Well oiled.
You get behind on Brentwood, it is going to take a.
Yeah, we talk about these two teams lining up and running the ball. Brentwood just rolls.
Matt's got some popcorn in here. I don't know what you're.
I'm not about to eat them.
Where did you get that?
Where did I get that? I got that for the ride home, brother.
Oh, you went down there and bought some.
Yes.
Oh, the concession.
I
Unfortunately, I'm not riding.
To shut down. I tried to catch the ride in the Nissan.
Well, yeah, I'm not riding with you, so no popcorn for me. But
I can't ride in the car with the taillight out.
Well, we hope that it's just a leg cramp by
It looked like
Fleming.
it was.
And, yeah, they're giving him water, so drink that. Get that down your system. But I'll tell you what, Matt, you never know, Weaves County football, what's going to take place. No matter how many years you've watched it. And a game like this where many people outside of Independence thought that the Eagles didn't really have a chance. They saw Centennial beat the Franklin team, really, beat them up pretty good. And you can't go based on history, but,
This is new territory for Centennial, being
absolutely
3-0.
And that is going to be a tough throw.
Yeah. Falling backwards, rolling to the left. Away from your throwing arm.
Pass is incomplete. Third down.
If the roles were reversed and Independence would have been down 17-3, I feel like they would have had a tough time to get it back. But you got a quarterback like Tomlin and
playmakers.
Yeah, you got a chance to break one.
If you're able to put it in with one score here going into the fourth quarter, the game's not over.
So third and about 11. This time Emmanuel Hall bottled up.
Wow. Great job. I believe that's number 8.
I think it's Matthew Bunch.
Matthew Bunch.
That is going to bring up fourth down. So the
Matthew Bunch and Associates.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody in neon. Keep it up for Eagles defense. It's fourth down.
Well, Emmanuel Hall, the leading receiver, and they have really kept him under wraps. Hall.
They know where he's at.
Yeah.
They're not going to let him get any big plays off on him.
And he's just a sophomore, and there's Wharton.
Nice.
Now
punt.
this has got to be a chance for a return, but he is taken down
that was
by Spencer Zering, 33.
That was just a huge punt. Looks like some Independence is going to start on about the 17.
First down, Eagles from the 18-yard line.
Long way to go. But if you're going to pick up 30, 40 at a pop like they did last time, it's not going to be that big of a deal.
Absolutely. So, from the 18, go the Eagles.
And again, really, everybody's within 10 yards of that line of scrimmage.
And there's Wade, and he is one.
Oh, wow.
Shoestring away from making something big happen.
Great running. You know that, you know, here you are, second half, up 14-0. That offensive line has just been opening holes, huge holes, and you know everybody's in that box for 10 yards with the line of scrimmage, and they're able to pound like that. That offensive line is feeling good, and that defense is feeling demoralized. And the longer that goes on, the worse it's going to get. You see Jalen Wade, the big running back.
Well, there comes that power set.
Wharton's in the backfield as well.
And the Eagles barely get the playoff, and
they're going to get the first down.
They're going to end up with the first down, and that would have been a big-time drive staller right there if they'd have got the delay of game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Penalties are a killer.
So Coach Dyson, he loves the position he's in right now. Up 17-3.
And I'm really liking what he's doing. He's gone away from, you know, this cutesy stuff. They just lined up and said, let's play smash mouth football, old school.
Eddie George style.
Eddie George, yes. Oh,
ooh, man.
Wow.
And there's Wharton. He's going to get to the outside easy.
That is the playmaking ability of Wharton all right there. Oh, Wharton better be careful. Got a little chippy there.
When you got a guy like Wharton.
That play looked like it was about to be blown up.
Yeah,
but the defender didn't quite read it correctly, and Wharton gets to the outside. And just, you know, at the outset, even those two guys on the outside for Centennial were not in bad position for Wharton, but Wharton just did a little stutter, bounced it out, and just shows the speed and athleticism that he has. And, you know, we talked about getting him on the field in some other positions besides quarterback, and they're doing it. You see how dangerous he is.
Wow.
You're going to see it again. Man, look at just the acceleration through that hole. Huge holes by that offensive line. Wade leading through 210. I mean, he's just popping people. And you got the speedster Wharton in that backfield just cycling through. This is dangerous. Well, there you see Wade with the big block. Wharton coming right outside of him. And I like Wharton kind of lowering the shoulder there at the end, trying to pick up a couple extra yards. This Eagles offense is rolling. Somebody for Centennial's got to step up and make a play.
Well, usually Wharton is the guy that's trying to avoid the contact, tippy toe out of bounds.
Well, you saw at the end of the previous run, a couple words were said, a little pushing and shoving. I don't think he liked that. There's a great counter to Wharton. You got Wade and Wharton back there.
And that D-line, Matt, is just getting pushed backwards.
Big time. New line of scrimmage is being created. You know, you got Steele at fullback, Wade deep back, and then Wharton there, kind of your offset. That's just nasty.
Those are three playmakers that.
And Swayze can run the ball too.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Wade.
Good job by number 2. Deion Sanders.
Oh, prime time.
A sophomore.
Prime time shut that down.
Prime time.
Matt, and you think Independence is going? They got the gas, the foot on the gas, and you know what? It's third down and about 7, and they're not in field goal territory.
No, they're not. You're thinking a deuce here.
And
you're up by 14. I'm talking about going for it twice. He looked like a little confused there.
Oh, I knew what you meant. Well, look for Wharton right here on the edge, going maybe to the wide side.
Get upfield.
Well, he did not get the first down.
No, but they're awful close for it. That's going to make it a really, I don't even know if it's going to be a tough decision. You know, you're running the ball like you are, line up. And, you know, here in the past when we've seen these 4th and short situations with Coach Dyson, we've seen them, you know, 7 yards in the backfield in a shotgun position. I don't think we're going to see that here. That didn't look like, that spot looked a little shorter than what I thought it was.
Yeah, and, you know, Wharton, he is a little winded out there, Matt. He's ran the ball 3 out of the last 4 times.
Yeah. I'm liking Jalen Wade here.
Absolutely. But the whole defense is inside.
They're all up front.
Oh, the quick keeper.
Not going to make it.
No, he's not. And a tremendous defensive stop.
Now, we talked about somebody for that defense needing to step up from Centennial. And Deion Sanders started it off with that nice stop on 2nd down, kind of threw him out of the rhythm. And big play defensively by that defensive line. Have been getting pushed around on that drive, and really all of the 2nd and 3rd quarter so far. Huge play. Keeps it a 2-score game. So now Centennial's got to come out and make something happen. Got a lot of time here, whole 4th quarter. 3:16 remaining in the 3rd. A lot of time. You don't have to do anything different than what you're normally doing.
So the drive stalls. Centennial gets a big-time break. The defense bends, but it doesn't break. And now Coach Rector having to run a late guy on the field. And this is going to be confusing. And they throw it to him. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good. As you got to wonder, like, is he just running on the field to fill a spot?
Yeah, usually a guy like that takes about 3 or 4 yards and turns around because he doesn't know the play. But Ben Jacobs, the junior,
2nd down and 5.
now he knows the plays, and who knows what's going to happen. 2nd and about 5. And leaning forward.
Spinning forward and try to pick up that 1st down.
There's going to
be about, what, 2 yards short here?
Brandon Griffin. He is going to bring it to a 3rd and about 2. 2:30 remaining in the 3rd quarter of our WCTV Game of the Week. Paul Brees and Matt Hill bringing you the action tonight of a crucial district game. And Griffin is going to be short, and the ball that comes
Ball's
loose.
out, and the Eagles have it.
Well, we'll get official word, and there it is. And that, you know, Matt, that's what happens when you have a guy like Scotty Fleming who had the leg cramps. He's out.
Yep.
And Griffin comes in, tossed it up.
You got to like both these defenses kind of stepping up here. Got the handoff, and it looks like it was bobbled a little bit from the get-go. Not a clean handoff, and big hit. Ball comes out. Huge play for the Eagles. Their offense is going to be back on the field from the 36-yard line. 2:10 remaining in the 3rd quarter with an opportunity, golden opportunity to go by 3 scores.
Well, now
we see Wharton was spreading this offense out. I'd imagine, well, I'm not going to predict what happens. Wharton showing his speed and athleticism. Oh, my
wow,
gosh.
that is gone.
How did
Touchdown.
he do that? How did he do that?
Vic Wharton on the 36-yard scamper. And this game is getting out of reach for the Cougars.
They didn't get flagged for dancing like that. That was nice. Motion back across the field.
And Wade was the lead blocker.
Yeah, Wade just been, you know, normally the man carrying the rock, like you said, averaging over 400 yards or over 100 yards a game. And we've seen him throw some devastating lead blocks, and he does it right there. Wharton just has another gear when you look out there on that defense. It looks like there's somebody in position that can just reach out and grab him, and they're not able to do it because he just blows right by him. And here you see now the Eagles going to a different formation. They're not lining up smash mouth all the tight ends. They're going to spread it out, put Wade in motion. Wharton just kind of follows him around. This was not an option to begin with, but right there, he looks like he's going to be tackled for a 4-yard loss in the backfield. A couple of guys hit him right there, get some great blocking downfield, and then he just takes off. He puts it in another gear, and that is going to be 6 points on the board for the Eagles. Extra point happens, and they're up by 21.
Well, Vic Wharton.
He gets no style points on that dance, though. Not enjoying that.
This was, I would say this would be Vic Wharton's breakout game as an Independence Eagle.
Yeah, the first time we saw him, there was a lot of hype, heard a lot of great things about him. You know, this highly touted recruit coming here. Not that they recruited him, but coming here and a lot of expectations, and didn't quite meet those, but tonight he has looked great.
So the kickoff by Dorn. Again, there's Griffin, the man that coughed it up. And a shoestring tackle. That was number 4, Hoagland.
Oh, he's injured there. He's going to try to get off to the sidelines. Hope the young man's all right. He's made a couple of nice plays defensively tonight.
Well, 24-3, a minute 53 here in the third quarter. And Tomlin. He's going to lead the Cougars. There's around the corner.
Nice off the edge. He's got some room to run. I think if he'd have kept that outside, he might still be going.
And that's number 2 for the Cougars.
Deion Sanders.
Looked pretty good.
Deion. Right off the edge. He's got a little burst of speed. Big play. Centennial's got to get down this field quickly and make something happen.
Quick hitter. They go right back to him, Matt. And again, it's one of my pet peeves that guy gets a big gain and then you go right back to him. I don't know.
You see it all the time here in this district.
So going to bring up second at about 8. 2 tough yards for Sanders. This time, Matt, the turnover cannot happen if Centennial wants to try to keep themselves heading into the fourth quarter with a chance.
And we talked about earlier, a lot of time left. When you're down 3 scores, that a lot of time is, it's shortened to, very lucky to get away from that.
Tomlin going to throw it off ball, brings it down.
Great job.
The big fella.
Number 84. Emmanuel Hall goes up and gets that ball. Tomlin rolling to his right, through his throwing side, does a good job of avoiding the pressure. Just kind of gets lucky. Steele goes underneath a little bit. Knows he's got his big man Hall out there on the sidelines, singled up, throws it up to Hall. Hall goes to the highest point, catches that ball, brings it in. Huge first down.
So the clock is running to end the third quarter. They're probably going to get one more play in. And there is
I love that
Tomlin.
play. That's a great play call.
And he's going to be taken down inside the 20 to about the 18, Matt.
Well executed.
Close to the first down. And they are going to wave it. And that is, they're probably going to get one more play now.
Centennial, down 3 scores. They've got some urgency right now, and you can see it in this offense. They are moving.
Well, you talked about being within 1 score heading into the fourth. They would love to be within 2 scores heading into the fourth.
After that last drive. If he'd have bounced left, there's a huge hole there. Got to keep your head on a swivel. Helmet off. Yeah, that's going to be a personal foul. I believe that's going to be on 53. And that is Jake Williams. Looks like he kind of drove his elbow into the offensive lineman.
A 6'2", 235-pound senior. He's going to get the personal foul. 3 flags on the play. And, this is one of the things that Coach Rector's is crossing his fingers that he's hoping that it's not a double personal foul. It offsets.
Yeah, which it could be, and that's probably what the discussion's about right here. Is it both these guys? What happened here? But a helmet came, and it's, that helmet came off, and you wonder, that guy didn't really do anything, so you got to go off the field now? And that could play into this right here. You're moving. That looks like your left tackle. Now your backup's going to come into the game. On 1st and 10, you're inside the 20-yard line.
Holding. And
On the offense.
well, either way, it should be a
Personal foul.
well. There's
there
the
we
double
go.
personal.
Foul.
They're going to walk off the holding.
3 penalties on the play.
Wow.
Triple whammy.
Coach Rector is livid over there.
I didn't see the holding from it. It looked like he got driven back and pushed down and driven down by the defensive lineman. But
Holding penalty will be enforced.
there could have been a hold somewhere else as well.
You see Coach Rector, he's about
He
5
is
yards
not
off
happy.
the sideline. And he's trying to get the attention of the referee in the white hat. Well, the clock's going to wind. Let's see if Centennial gets one play off, as the clock is running 17 and counting. Tomlin's going to drop back.
Good blocking.
And there is
That's
Collier.
the first time we've called Collier's name, at least catching the ball tonight. Usually very active in the passing game. Big play right there. Going to bring it into what, about
Completion number 17.
2nd and
Collier.
9, 2nd and 10.
That's the end of the third quarter.
And that's going to do it for our third quarter here at Independence High School.
24-3.
Well, the end of the third, Independence Eagles 24 and the Centennial Cougars 3. 12 minutes left, and the Cougars are driving down
Knocking on the door.
Independence touchdown club.
to the 18-yard line.
Big second down. That was huge on first down to pick up 10, 11 yards. That changes the whole dynamic of what you're doing. You go incomplete there. 2nd and 20 is not very fun situation to be in. 2nd and 9 after 1st and 20, you're thinking, oh, little breathing room. We can do this. And you know they got 3 downs to pick it up here. They're not playing games.
Well, you're just tuning in. Maybe a little shocked by the results so far.
Not necessarily shocked that Independence is winning, but that they were up by 3 scores. You know, was not what we expected. And I'm also a little shocked that Centennial's only got
3 points.
3 on the board.
Yeah, I mean, you go 31, 42, 31. And we know the Independence Eagles have a great defense. And we didn't know.
We know that, but we hadn't seen it yet this season.
Coach Rector is still giving an earful to the referee out there. And he's had this whole time to do it.
I'm sure that referee's enjoyed every second.
Absolutely. But it's what he gets paid the big bucks. It's kind of like a guidance counselor for coaches. he just listens and takes it all in.
Yes.
Second and 10. Whoa!
Wow, great
Wisnowski.
play defensively. Oscar Prado.
And Zach Steele.
Literally a 1-2 punch.
And so the big loss, third down, and you talk
I
about
like the jet sweep here, but just no blocking on the outside. The speed by Prado, the strength of Steele, that's going nowhere. Third down, about 15. You don't got to get it all here, but you need to get something.
third down, Tomlin back. Got the time.
He's got a man open.
Oh, and I tell you what, Matt, number 8 for the Independence Eagles. Let's see. That was Matthew Bunch. He had the pick, but it looks like the old sniper got him. He's limping around. And the leg cramp. This is a non-negotiable right ear as Coach Rector's got to go for it.
And this, you think with 11:09 in the game, you're not thinking this is it. But this might be it. They got to come up with something right now.
Well, they're going to go to Hall. A lot of
That's
pushing.
That's going to be out of bounds.
And he catches it.
But he's not going to get it. He stepped out of bounds.
But he was pushed.
They're not calling it, though.
You're going to see Coach Rector
come unglued.
Absolutely. I mean, the young man he did not force himself out. I mean, it has to be pass interference, if anything.
They're not calling it that way. There's no flag out.
Well, you got to give credit to the Centennial coaching staff to go right back after Matthew Bunch, the guy that has the leg cramp.
They saw the cramps and said.
They went right back to him. Now he's sitting in the corner of the end zone. But after the conference of the referees, Matt, I don't see a good end result for Centennial.
No, and I completely agree with you. He was kind of ridden out of bounds. And if that's if the receiver goes out on his own, he cannot be the first person to touch the ball when he comes back in the field of play. But if he is pushed out or ridden out of bounds, if he comes back in, he has the ability to catch that ball. Yep.
We're touching.
And this stadium's loving it.
And that is going to give the Eagles.
Here we're going to see the replay. And let's watch here at the bottom of your screen. Ball goes up high, and we're going to get a good look of it, the end of it, where he comes back in the field of play and he catches it, does a good job of it. But for what we saw up here, he was definitely ridden out of bounds. Coach Rector is still on the field.
He actually called a timeout so he could talk to the referee and say, "You got to be kidding me." Well.
Nice acting job. He's thinking right now, whenever they took those college referees and moved them up to the NFL, did they take the high school referees, move them to college, and we're dealing with the JV here? What's going on?
Maybe middle school. I don't know.
Middle school. But these guys, I feel like, have done a pretty good job tonight.
They've kept the game going for the most part. But
and I think most of their play calls have been good. But that one right there was a game changer. That didn't mean Centennial was going to win, but they kept the ball game. They kept them alive. Because Independence still has this game in hand, even if they've been up by 2 scores. And the way they're running the ball, it was going to be hard for Centennial to crawl back into it.
Well,
that touchdown would have helped a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, Emmanuel Hall basically caught that off his ankles down there.
I didn't think he had a shot. And not only did he catch it on his ankles, he stayed up.
Well, after Coach Rector talks to the
crew,
yeah, he's talked to the crew, and now the crew has gotten together and said, "Wait a minute, what? Maybe we did make a mistake."
I'm wondering if they.
Now, Coach Rector, he's been around the block a long time, in many different levels. Coached 2 years up at Western Kentucky, so he's seen it all. He's seen all types of referees.
Now Coach Dyson's coming onto the field.
Yeah. And Coach Dyson's saying, "Wait a minute, let me get my 2 cents worth." And now Coach Rector's
like, "Come on, let's go."
He's inviting Coach Dyson over to say, "Let's get together and let's try to get this corrected."
I think Rochambeau right here, paper, rock, scissors. Let's go.
You rarely see the coaches take control of the game as far as
they've
the
done
calls.
It here.
And now, I've never seen the 2 coaches get called over here.
Now Dyson's getting mad.
Yeah.
I think things are going Rector's way. All right, where's the man with the white hat? Get this under control, big man. Let's go.
He's looking around like, what do I do? Well, the coaches in the county know each other really well, and this is
Not sure what's happening here.
I mean, just the delay and the uncertainty. Wait a minute, Matt.
Are we replaying the down?
What do you do? I thought it was already 4th down.
4th down, Cougars.
Wow. We're going to try it again. Throw it.
Oh, wow.
He's out of bounds,
yeah.
Matt.
Again, I could say he got pushed. I think though they made the decision, the good call, not to give him the touchdown because there's a lot of uncertainty about what happened there. Replay the down.
I don't know if they replayed the down or they.
It was 4th down. They had to have replayed the down.
How do you replay?
I'll see if we can get a little clarification here.
Well, Tomlin escapes, and his last-ditch effort. And you got to give Emmanuel Hall credit. He's come up with 2 big catches. Unfortunately, both have been for naught. As now Vic Wharton under center. I'll check that in the shotgun. Look for Wade. Go in motion. Wow. Wharton going to throw it. Prado is going to pick up a big first down. Wharton, I believe that's maybe the only second pass attempt of the game, and a big one down to the 47. Well, we sent Matt to find out the information.
Well, we got some clarification, and it's not really, they talked about it, and, looking at it here, it was either, in my opinion, an incomplete pass or a touchdown, and it should have been either 6 points on the board or Independence ball. But what the referees decided was that they were just going to allow them to replay the down, which I don't know where they came up with that. And that's what we're talking to both sets of coaches here that said the exact same thing. Both of them said, of course, Centennial thought it was a touchdown, but they said it should have been a touchdown or either incomplete. Independence said should have been incomplete, but anything else it should have been a touchdown. But referees decided to replay the down for whatever reason. Don't know what precedence there was for that, but they took it, and that's what we're dealing with.
Well, either way,
it did look like he was definitely written out of bounds.
2nd and about 7. And the quick hitter, Hoagland.
Oh, you can't do that to the quarterback. I can't believe they didn't call that on him. After he hands it off, you got to let him go, and you can hit him, but then they're just kind of driving him into the ground.
Spencer Zaring.
36 up 5, 3rd down to 2.
So going to bring up 3rd and 2, Matt. I may think if you're Coach Dyson, you just go ahead and try to go for it if you don't convert it right here.
Why not?
Well, Wade, he has got the first down.
And more. He's out. Turn out the lights. The party's over. Great blocking, great running.
Jalen Wade, 45 yards in a cloud of dust.
Woo. You're talking about going for it on 4th down. No need. Jalen Wade's going to take it off the edge and go right down that sidelines. Hard nose running, great blocking, and he's gone.
Gorman to add the extra point.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that happens. We've seen some big run plays here by this Independence Eagles team. But as you keep just pounding and pounding and pounding and pounding, guys get out of position trying to make a play. Guys get out of position because they're tired and getting, they're sick of getting hit in the mouth. And, just stuff gets sprung, and that's a definite example of it. We've seen them have a lot of success running off the right side of that offensive line.
Well, Centennial.
And none bigger than this right here. Huge hole. Wade very patient, does a good job of breaking a tackle and then just runs through that arm tackle. down the sidelines, 6 points, up 28, 31-3, 8:46 remaining in the fourth quarter. You know, we talked about wanting to be down 1 or 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This lead has been extended.
Well,
Independence looks like a completely different team.
Absolutely, and Coach Dyson will go with that power set and occasionally throw Vic Wharton back there in the shotgun. Well, I don't know
I'm
if you
loving
saw
this.
it or not, but Vic Wharton completed a pass for about 17 yards.
I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and I was surprised they threw it.
Absolutely.
And but nonetheless, I like the changeup. You know, they know you're going to run it.
Well,
I've definitely thought that here in the past there's been some questionable calls and situations by Coach Dyson, but I'm really liking what I'm seeing tonight from him.
Number 25, Jacob Petty. First and 10 Cougars.
8:34 remaining. Centennial down by 28.
this is not what Coach Rector, as Centennial, Matt, tried to go for a 4-0 start for the first time in school history. And there's Fleming, one of his first carries in a long time after the leg cramps.
You can see why they like him.
Scotty Fleming, back in the running back.
You know, obviously that defense not thinking running right here, so there's some definite holes. But Fleming does a good job of getting past that initial wave and pick up some nice extra yards.
Well, we got a minute in the action, Matt. We got some scores. Brentwood and the Ravenwood in the Battle of the Woods, 31-3 Brentwood.
It's not much of a battle there.
And then the return of Coach Craig Clayton back to Franklin under the Hillsboro Burros, 17-7 Hillsboro.
Really?
With just about 11 minutes in the fourth quarter. So going to be quite a shakeup. Independence puts themselves in great position. And, you know,
all smiles on that side.
Absolutely. And not, you know, maybe one of those good teaching lessons for the Cougars to go back and watch the film and say, hey, we've got to be more physical.
You want this hiccup to happen early.
Well, Fleming
just spins right out of that.
And you know, he gets out of it.
One of the better 1-yard runs we've seen.
Fleming tries the left side. Nowhere to go. We'll try the right side.
So going to bring up 2nd and 10. And a nice job by number 50.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just over 8 minutes.
5-0.
And Tommy Venucci.
$1 hot dogs.
That's a great name. $1 hot dogs, Paul.
Well, I got a 10 in my pocket.
Don't tell your wife.
Second and about 8. Tomlin going to drop back.
Nice throw by
Pitch it to
Tomlin.
Hall. Complete.
That's what we thought we'd see a lot more of early in the first half. The Independence does a great job getting pressure on Tomlin earlier in the game and just threw everything off.
And that pass will be complete for a first down as the Eagles really keeping it pretty to the book defensively, not bringing the blitz. Only rushing 4.
Well, not a bad call here. You know, you don't want anything silly to happen.
First and 10, Cougars.
Probably got some guys out there who not used to playing as much either.
So that is a run by Fleming.
Scotty Fleming on the
Third
right.
and about 9. Second, excuse me.
Well, that should be third down, I thought. But
should have been a touchdown earlier, too.
And Tomlin going to drop back, throw the quick hitter to, that is number 8, Wisnowski.
That's cover number 8, Bailey Wisniewski.
And a Eagle is down on the play.
Once again, like a old sniper action.
Well, even, the score is, pretty much out of reach, but
a lot of pride here.
Well, Matt, next week, the WCTV crew, we're heading to Brentwood as the Bruins play host to the Gallatin Green Wave.
Which we've seen, I think, that matchup a couple of times the last couple of years with Brentwood.
And it is going to be homecoming week, so.
The Green Wave, it might be low tide for the Green Wave next week.
Tonight, if you would like a copy of tonight's game, give us a call, 472-4032, $20 a copy. Check out our website, Matt, at www.wc-tv.net, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
YouTube, all day, baby.
And we'll give a shout out to Creed, putting the play of the week in.
He does a great job with the play of the week.
And a shoestring tackle by Prado.
Prado made some amazing plays on the edge tonight. He lines out there at cornerback. And whenever you got a corner that can play run defense like him, makes everything a lot easier to call on defense.
Well, Wisnowski, he's close to getting that sniper.
Yeah.
He's limping around number 8. You can barely see him run into the line right now. He's having a hard time.
Agua.
So here comes the blitz. Tomlin
throws it up. He's got a man.
Yep. And that is
too
just
far.
out of reach.
I think, that's just all night he's been getting somebody in his face, and he saw the blitz coming. He just said, I'm going to throw it up. And if that's the case, if he would have just held it on a little longer, he would have been able to zip that out there, put a little something under, take something off, and would have been a nice completion for him.
Well, halfway through the fourth quarter, 6:10 left in the game, and the Eagles take over on offense, the turnover on downs, and we will see here if they got Wade, Swayze, Prado. Still got Hoagland. And a great kick-out block.
Yeah.
And that's Prado.
I love watching Wade block. I mean, he's a great runner, but, man, he is a punishing blocker.
Probably one of the one or two most athletic running backs. I mean, true running backs. You call Wharton.
Yeah.
He's just the athlete. He's just all over the field. Ben Green for Brentwood. We're going to get a chance to see him next week.
150 pounds?
He's small, but when you can run for 300 yards, you got to give him his due.
Oh, no doubt about it.
And tonight they're up 31-3 over Ravenwood. So here comes Swayze using the whole clock. Quick hitter to the fullback, Hoagland. And going to bring up third down.
Hand off to Tyler Hoagland. 6 yards, third down and 5.
So Matt, they convert this. It would be huge to keep the clock running. And the toss sweep to Wade. And he is running downhill. Yep.
I think they're going to go for it.
Just short.
I don't know. They're walking off. Nope, maybe not. They scooted it back a little bit.
Well, 4th and 1, and Coach Dyson.
Close it out.
Yep. Putting the dagger. If he can convert this. The clock is going to continue to run in what would be considered a mild upset, depending on who you ask.
Yep.
They may want to go back to Wade right here. Nope. Swayze is going to pick up the first down. Gang tackle, but all for naught.
You say a mild upset, but it's done in outstanding
That's
fashion.
going to enjoy first down for the Eagles.
So with this win, Independence is going to go even in the district at 1-1, 3-2 overall. And the Cougars are going to drop to 1-1 and 3-1 overall. And I think both coaches would agree that there's not a 28-point difference between these two teams.
No doubt about it.
It was just one of those nights that the Eagles had everything clicking.
And you know.
There's Wharton on the toss, Matt.
Oh, wow.
He hits that corner.
He's just fun to watch.
At a speed, and
I would say, yes, this is a thing where things have definitely gone right for Independence. But we have seen a different animal tonight from this offense. Not what we usually see from Independence offenses. If this is what we're going to see from the future, I think this is going to be a team to be reckoned with here in the district, if not in the state.
Well, the thing about Independence, Matt, you want to keep you close to your chest is that they get behind, and they get behind by more than one score, and they have to throw the ball. Then it gets a little dicey. It's not their forte. Oh, and a little confusion. And the ball is loose, and Centennial has, I believe, recovered. And the bottom of that pile is going to get a little interesting. But the Cougars have recovered, and a late penalty flag.
Flag on the play.
You know, I agree with you. Getting down is not – nobody really plays great from being down, but they have in their ability definitely has been to be able to run the ball here. But they've also got the personnel that they can throw the ball. They just have – I feel like they've just been a little too fancy with what doing it.
I think –
personal foul on the Eagles.
Well, the Eagles have been called for a personal foul. Going to take it all the way down to the 26-yard line. Matt, even a 28-point difference. But if you're Coach Dyson, if you're Coach Dyson, you don't want to end the game this way.
No, not at all. And you know that's what they're talking about right on the sidelines. Humanity's coaching staff is calling on a night up here.
They're going to head down to celebrate the big victory.
I'll be disappointed there's no chicken minis down there.
Well, Tomlin, plenty of time. And he's lobbing it up to no one.
We've seen him do that several times here in the second half. He is definitely off his game tonight. I think he's not used to getting pressure. Has not handled it well.
Well, we have 2:35 here at our WCTV Game of the Week. Paul Brees and Matt Hill, the whole WCTV crew. We'll give them a shout out here after this play. Whoop. That's going to be a false start on the Cougars. Well, Matt, Tyler, Jacob, we're glad to be back with you. We've been in the press box the last 2 weeks.
A little spoiled.
They I asked them if they missed us. They said no, but I know they did. Deep down and
Jacob didn't even answer me.
No.
Who are you again?
Yeah, Jacob and Tyler, our cameramen up here. Hey, there's Big Ben down there. Yep, big wave to Mom. There he is. And then, of course, back in the truck, Houston and Ricky Bobby.
And don't forget Creed.
Oh, Creed. Well,
Creed.
Creed, I think, is working on his fantasy football lineup for this weekend.
Either that or he's asleep.
He went 0-6 in his 6 fantasy football teams. Didn't win a game,
Whoa.
what I heard.
He has 6 fantasy football teams?
He's got nothing else better to do, he said. What do you do? Well, there is going to be a run and by the Cougars. Going to take it to about the 10-yard line. Yep.
Coach Rector trying to close out something positive here. Put a point on the board.
Yeah, Matt, I have 6 kids, and I used to play fantasy football until this year. I've retired, and I have shut it down. And now I can watch without stressing on Sundays.
I tell you, that's the reason I don't play anymore, because I would inevitably cuss, scream, and yell, break something, do something inappropriate, and get in trouble with the wife. And
oh.
These student section for the Eagles is clearing out. They're headed down to the sideline.
Tomlin being chased.
In trouble. He's going to be sacked.
Yep. And a sack by number 50. That's your guy. I'll let you say it.
That's Tommy Venuti. Venuti?
I like to use a CH in there. Venucci.
Venucci?
Even though there's no CH.
Venucci?
No, I don't know.
Is that somebody from Greece?
Well, Matt, just got a score update. Franklin 21, Hillsborough 17. 3 minutes left in the game after Hillsborough had been up 17-7.
Wow.
Jacob's all fired up. And again, Tomlin, no time.
They're just teeing off. What was that score again?
All right, let's 21-17. So 14 unanswered points within about a 4-minute span for the Rebels, and Joe Critchlow taking it, taking the lead.
That's sweet for those Rebel football players. Kind of felt like they were left high and dry.
Well, even more important, a big district win if they can hold on. The clock is going to continue to run, Matt, and we are.
Well, I'm not going to stop it.
Just about out of time. A nice run, and that is going to stop the clock with 17 seconds left of our WCTV game of the week. And there is Todd Campbell, principal, and he is waiting to see if he's going to be run over by the student section.
Don't try to stop him, sir.
Yeah, just back out of the way. Now, Ben, he's the one I'm worried about. Our cameraman down there, Ben, are you going to be able to survive the fans? And he's checking the clock. That camera, Ben, is more expensive than your T-shirt. Just let it go. Just let it go, son. And now see the
start packing up right now, Ben. Get off the field.
The fans are coming through the chute. This could be a disaster, Ben. Just hang on, buddy. And there is the knee by Swayze. Well, Matt.
Not what we expected.
Nope, absolutely not, as the clock is going to wind out. The student sections are preparing to run. The coaches shake their hands. And Ben is going to it's going to be close, Ben. They're going to run through him. And
I think that's a good thing he's wearing that shirt, because they can see him
and
dodge him. Oh!
He has survived the melee. Well, tremendous game for the Eagles here at home, and they are going to pick up a big confidence builder with the final score, the Eagles 31, the Centennial Cougars 3. And for Paul Brees, Matt Hill, and our whole crew are in our WCTV gang, we will see you next week at Brentwood High, and we thank you.